Hi there, welcome back to Owl Dragon Adventures. I'm Scott Kegler.
And I'm Rob MacPherson.
And today we're here for a reaction video to something that's actually very unique. We don't get many opportunities for this. Is a promotion copy of a game that was just out on Kickstarter recently, and that is the Artemis Odyssey by Grand Gamers Guild. So let's check it out.
So the Artemis Odyssey was a Kickstarter that I kind of impulse-backed to the extreme a couple months ago. It is not due out until 2023, but I knew we were starting up this channel, so I went all in and I got the prototype copy tier so it would get sent to us early so we could play it. The thing that drew me into it was the fact that it's a space game. So just publishers out there, if you got a space game, you can pretty much expect to get my money. It just is what it is. So I picked it up, and it is an action planning area control game.
Yeah, action planning, area control, resource management.
Yeah, resource management. That's the other big thing in there. And so that kind of scratches a bunch of our itches when it comes to table time for us. It does play 1 to 5 players. 1 to 5? 1 to 6? 1 to 5.
Yep.
So it plays 1 to 5 players. I broke it out immediately and played it as a 1-player game, and then I brought it over and Scott and I played it 2-player, and then we did get it to the table for most of a run through before our D&D game one night for a 4-player game.
Yeah, and I agree. It's all those things I like in a gameplay. Like I so far really enjoying what I'm seeing. We had made some comparisons to it to a more robust version of like a Tiny Epic Galaxies almost. Yep. But where I like there's more control. I like an action planner like this. There's less chance.
Right.
But there's that whole action planning, action following mechanic I really liked. From a gameplay, just initial reaction so far, and I know we sent feedback back to the publisher as well. I think this game really shines as a 2-player game. I know you said it's 1 to 5. Sure. I haven't played 1-player. I have played several games of 2 in multiplayer. Fantastic 2-player game. One thing for feedback initially on it is there's this really fun mechanic in an action planning where there's basically an event. I know some games have events like this. But there's an event that happens between, you may be able to see it here, but in a 2-player game, it happens after the second player's action card. So basically, this is a way to, with less players, add some variety to the game and candidly add some other resources. You might get random resources to the game, or hey, you all get to build a free colony or something like that. So it helps speed the game along. Because I really do enjoy it as an action planner. It's fun, it's engaging. I like the space exploration. I also like, and actually maybe I'll save this for design, the way the planets work, but we'll get to that. My only other complaint with it, I think it plays better with a smaller player count. I still enjoyed it with a larger player count. Is I wish there were other things that sped the game up, variants, because it takes, it says 60 to 75 minutes.
For a 2-player, sure.
Yeah. But because you need to get to a pretty high score count in the game to end the game, because it's like a win condition score.
Yeah, and that's the other interesting thing about this that I don't think I've seen before is there's no natural way to score points. One of your action planning cards actually triggers the scoring, and it triggers it in various ways. So that's the only way that you score is by actively playing it, and then it gets discarded until you've played all 4 of your variants of the victory point card. So like my first gameplay when I was playing solo, I lost horribly because I didn't have any points, because I kept being like, oh, I'll do the victory point thing later. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It wasn't fine.
Yeah. So yeah, it can be a long game. But I enjoyed it. Even when it was a long game, I was enjoying it.
It never got boring as we played.
Well, I have a lot of patience for that kind of stuff.
Sure.
The next for me is the accessibility. Very easy game to teach.
Sure.
For an action planner, like you get so many cards.
Yeah, we taught 2 people who don't really play action planning games in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's here are your cards. Your turn, you get to choose one. And depending on how many players you get, you might get 2 actions over the course of a round. Yep. Maybe you get 3 actions over the course of a round in a 2-player game. Very fast. highly accessible.
Once you learn them, the iconography is good. It's distinct. It's unique. If you don't play any Euro games, it's a little bit of a learning curve. But even then, it's like, oh no, okay, yep.
Once you get it,
unique, yeah. So I'm excited about the accessibility. I think that it's going to allow a lot of people to get into the action playing genre, which is a really robust field.
Design's tough to talk about with a promotional copy like this because,
Right.
I mean, a lot of components we receive with a promotional copy are
They're
like,
generic meeples.
Yeah, they're like warehouse ones you would get. Like, here, I just need this in yellow. Like, and it's like, this is like a farmhouse, but we're calling it a factory or whatever. You know, your spaceships are a octagonal little cylinder.
Right. And what makes it sad is that in the instructions they did send us, obviously they've already got the shapes they're planning on using. So yeah, you can see how early of a copy this is.
Yeah.
But so like we can see what the ships are going to look like. It's like, oh, that's so pretty. All right, let's move my hexagon.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited. That's not a ding at all. It's just
it's just that's why it's hard to say in design. I like the design in the rule book.
Pamphlet, yeah.
That said, I wanted to say one thing I liked in design, which I think you and I liked. I think our other two players were mixed on it.
Sure.
I really enjoyed it. But I also have I cherish my game table and I love my mat. So it's fun to have a game where there's no board.
It's all negative space.
Yeah, it's negative space where you put all the planets on the board or this little star systems throughout the galaxy you're in, and they're just out there. So like the board is kind of sparse with these little discs, these tokens for other planets.
You've got the stars, and then you've got planets around it, which start in the eclipsed mode because you haven't explored them yet, and then they flip over and they reveal whatever resource it is. I've already given feedback on this, so I'll make just a quick note of it. The resources are a little bit hard to see in the prototype version, but the publisher is well aware of that, and they've already been revamping the artwork to reflect that. So I look forward to seeing what the final artwork looks like.
I just thought it was neat.
Yeah,
like for me,
some of the resources looked a little bit similar, but again, this is things that the publisher already knows and they're working on. They're very responsive.
Food and the green ore.
Food and the green ore can look a little similar, but honestly, the biggest complaint we had is that there's X, Y, and Z resources for the ore. I have the instruction book here. I could look up what they are. They're like xenonite, yoyonite, and zozanite, which is fine. It's a clever way to use X, Y, and Z, but they're not quite distinct enough on the cards. But again, the publisher's already noted that. They're fixing it in the full version. So it's interesting to see things in the prototype version.
Yeah, so hard to judge on any of that, but it's still I like what I'm seeing. It's a very easy player track to follow, like that. I don't even know if I want to go into quality because it's we can't talk about like what things are going to be.
I don't know what the cards are going to be. I don't know if they're going to be. I think they're going to be linen cards if I remember correctly from the Kickstarter. I know that they're going to be custom meeples.
Yeah.
I do not remember off the top of my head if there's the deluxe stuff where the plastic pieces or anything. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But even though the custom meeples will be great to see, very distinct. From what I saw on the Kickstarter, I know I was sold on it. So once we get the full version in 2023, we'll do another review where we come back and we look at that stuff more specifically. But it's impossible to say.
But even for the base game, I'll still say I can't rate the game yet, but I am excited to play it more. It's a game I think it's going to hold its value for me, anyways, because I want to replay this already. I enjoy we've been playing the promo copy a lot, and sometimes you gameplay, you do a play test of something, you're like, and that was all I needed. Thank you very much.
Right.
But this
is hitting our table fairly often
as a prototype,
which I will say I kind of want us to slow down on how often it hits the table, so that I'm still excited about it when it hits in 2023, which I think it will be. That's a long time from now. There's a lot of games between now and then.
Yeah. But overall, it's thumbs up for me right now. I'm excited to play more and see more. I know they have other games that I haven't had a chance to play, and this is one of those kind of door opening kind of for me for
so
this
the
publisher.
Artemis Project, which is the predecessor to this. I'll be honest, I don't know what style game it was. I've seen it at my friendly local game store. I'll probably pick it up now that I've played this.
Who knows? We'll be at PAX on the 10th through the 12th there, so maybe they'll even have it there.
Which might be before this.
It may be before
this video.
That's why
my editing schedule.
That's why I said the dates and not the. Yeah. But yeah, well, excited to check it out there. So if we have already checked it out, we'll let you know in a future video. Otherwise, thanks for sending us this copy. This was excellent. And if you have any questions, feel free to put some comments in the comment section here for us to talk about other details in the game, how to look for games like this that have promotional copies available.
I'm really excited about what we did get so far. I'm really looking forward to it in 2023. I'm looking forward to talking to the publishers at PAX. It's just a great showing for a game. Great action planner in space. Great design with a negative space overall. I'm just really, really excited about this game.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us, and we wish you good luck on your next board game adventure.
And thank you for joining us on ours. As always, you can find our social links right down in the description below, as well as a link to their Kickstarter page for any late pledges.